Your country, 1039 KGRT, Mr. Brantley Gilbert. Yeah, country must be countrywide.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Question of the day time brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And look outside right now. Nice and sunny. Hopefully going to be like that on Saturday morning. Walk around downtown, check out all the vendors, grab a little food, maybe pick up a few things. Always find something really cool at the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Yes, today's question of the day has to do with your name because today just so happens to be Name Yourself Day. Yeah, that's right. You know, we don't really get a choice in our names, so to speak, because when we're born, it's all our parents' fault. I mean, it's all comes down to our parents giving you the name. Sometimes there are some ancillary, kind of people influencing that. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, there is some influence from outside sources, family members, friends, and other stuff like that. But for the most part, your parents chose your name, right? Well, what would you do if you could change your name? And I mean, legally you can go ahead and do that. A little bit of expense there, but you can do that. But what would you change your name to if you could? Yeah, that's our question of the name. I mean, do you go by another name other than the one you were given at birth? A nickname, perhaps? A middle name? A name that has absolutely nothing to do with how your real name is? I mean, I'm just looking at a few NFL players. If you took a look at some of their real names, you'd go like, interesting. But what would you change your name to if you could? Now, I do know someone personally who did not like their name and just kind of switched their middle name and their first name, and it stuck. Yeah, they've also got a really good nickname that is a small yellow bird, but I'm not saying who it is because I'm not going to even try and get myself in trouble. But I do know someone, and I even saw it because I had to get oh, wait a minute. That would be giving it away if I said that. Not going to get myself in trouble. Not going to do it. But, someone who has changed their name, or if you could change your name, what would you do? This question was actually posed when I was in elementary school, and I said I wanted my name to be Albert. No, it had nothing to do with Fat Albert at the time. I just thought it would be really cool, and Albert was the first name that popped into my mind that started with an A, because then I'd be AAA for my initials, AAA. Goofy, silly, maybe, but it was my idea. But I was a kid at that time. If I had to change my name now, I don't know what I would change it to. It's one of the reasons I use my real name, saw my air quotes there, when I'm on the air, because I couldn't think of any kind of radio name or anything else like that. I am me, and we all have to deal with it, even myself. So, I don't know. Like I said, what would you change your name to if you could? That is our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, 575-523-KGRT, or leave your answers online because we are live on our social media pages. All right. Looks like we are all good right now. And yeah, I mean, if you had we have the ability to do it, but would you actually change your name if you could? And what would you change it to? That's an interesting position right there. But I mean, there are some people that don't like their names. There are some people that, names are an interesting thing because some people have like 3 names typically, but then there are some people that have like 5 or 6 names. And then my dad only had 2 names. He never actually had a middle name. And I know that's because I recently got my birth certificate and I checked out a few things. And so that was one of those things. If you could change your name, would you go ahead and get that done? Yeah. Let me know your answers. Once again, call them in, text them in, 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And, of course, leave your comments down below. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see what's going on in and around the world these days. It's just not Artemis that is up there having fun. Oh, sorry. My internet just slowed down for a second. Okay, there we're there. Let's see. Michael J. Fox is alive after a death scare. I don't know if you heard about this, But CNN recently shared a video titling Remember the Life of Michael J. Fox, causing people to believe that he had passed away. But a source says that Michael is doing great. Reports of his death are greatly exaggerated. You know, you get that one. But I think it was just an unfortunate naming thing of that particular segment. And no, Michael J. Fox is alive and well. In fact, I think I recently saw him in some commercials, right? Harlem Globetrotters met Pope Leo yesterday at St. Peter's Square, and they taught him how to spin a basketball on his finger. Well, he's from Chicago, so he should be a pretty good baller. Let's see. Frosted Flakes is selling a limited edition University of Michigan championship-themed cereal box. There's no cereal inside the box. What? It's just a keepsake to celebrate the Wolverine title win. The Wolverines beat UConn Huskies 69-63 to win the NCAA championship for the first time since 1988-89 season. So still, you know, you should at least throw the cereal in there so you can get something else besides a box. It's come down to that. We sell water in a bottle, and now we sell a box with nothing in it. That's nice. Let's see. Massachusetts crowd gathered to break the Guinness World Record for the largest gathering of people dressed as Michael Myers. Yeah, the event was at the PAX East Expo Boston and drew about 254 people in Michael Myers costumes. Guinness World Records actually confirmed the record on that day, so that's kind of cool. I think maybe some other place should get together and try and break that record. Get an even 300 in there. Probably do it around Halloween. That would be pretty awesome, right? And, oh, that's a good one. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to save that one tomorrow because that would make a really good question of the day. For today, however, our question of the day, what would you change your name to if you could? There's some people that are not necessarily happy with the names, but if you could change your name, would you do it? And what would you change it to? I mean, that would be pretty interesting. Somebody on YouTube said hi. Hi. And let's see, got a text message said, my wife calls me Bosa or Bose for short. That's because I slobber bad when I sleep. Okay. Hey, if it's a nickname, it'll stick. There's a lot of people that are actually called by their nicknames because it just stuck. One of which I recently saw a little thing on YouTube because one of my favorite YouTubers, Fat Electrician, recently did a video on Hiroshi Miyamura, the Medal of Honor winner from my hometown of Gallup, New Mexico. Great one right there. Not suitable for work, but great if you want to watch it. But Hiroshi was otherwise known as Hershey because I think it was his third grade teacher couldn't pronounce his name properly, so she just called him Hershey, and it stuck all the way through the Medal of Honor until the day he died, that he was known as Hershey Miyamura, which I thought was actually cool. So names will stick if it's a nickname, right? But what would you actually change your name if you could? And what would you change it to? That's a good question. Let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, and of course, leave your comments down below for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of